Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Virgo Verdict with my beautiful co-host, T-Rex. What it do?
I am T-Rex, y'all. What it do, Sherrod? Hey.
Hey, man, glad to be back in the saddle again.
Yes. What up, y'all? Thanks for joining everybody who's tuned in to us. And remember, y'all, please share, like, and subscribe. Please comment.
Please do.
And if you want to come on the show, please hit us up. We would love to have another perspective on the show. So anyway, Sherrod, what we talking about today?
Man, I was perusing the fake book and I came across a post and it reads, women are purposely staying single because men aren't men anymore. Give me your take on it.
That's it. That's all. That's all they. That's all they
That's it.
got.
That's all. That's the post.
Well, so I I think I'm about to argue semantics here. I don't think it's necessarily purposely, but I do think it's intentional. Um, I think that women are now starting to live lives that are different from our mothers and our grandmothers and our great grandmothers. I think this whole thing about because there's this trope going around, hell, if it's on social media, it's going around the world, that if you're over 35 or over 40 and single and you're a woman, that something is wrong with you,
Right.
basically.
Right.
um but when we talk about and we think about the history of marriage, particularly in our community, well, it don't even have to be in our community. There was a time period where women could not do anything without the express um what is it? What am I looking for? It
The
escapes me.
direction or
Without
consent.
permission, consent from her husband. Like,
Okay.
we couldn't get a bank account. There was a time we couldn't even walk down the street without our husbands. We couldn't own a business. It had to be, our husband's business, and we could be the helper. We couldn't vote, so there were a lot of things. So back in those times, having a husband was beneficial in more ways than just companionship. It was a means by which women could do things outside of the marriage, like work and have a bank account and stuff like that. But times have changed. So now we're looking at a period of time where, and then, okay, now women are going to therapy. I have not done the research on the number of men that are going to therapy, but I have friends, and I would say 8 out of 9 of my female friends have gone to or are currently in therapy. And they are doing like self work to better themselves. And it has little to do with a husband. It's solely about, I just want to be better. I want to be emotionally and mentally healthy. And they're getting a therapist to navigate these things. And it plays out in, so 2024, I can tell you, Sherrod, that the dating pool is fucked up, okay? Because what we're looking at is we're looking at women who have done self work, right? And they have initiated boundaries and decided for themselves what they will allow and what they won't, and what they will accept in relationships and what they won't. And then you get out in this dating pool, and then the men, the majority of the men that I have encountered in the dating pool want you to do something that is counter to what you know is good for you. They want you to accept certain things that are, for me, unacceptable. Um, they want to do very little with regard to investing in any way. And I'm not talking about financially right now. I'm just talking about emotionally, spiritually, hell, even conversation wise. They don't even have much to offer. and they feel like, well, if I present myself to her, I'm, and whatever they bring to you, they feel like that's it, that should do it. You single, you should like me, or you should date me, or you should let me fuck you, or whatever it is they come to you with. It's very rare that I have met. So I've been single now for 6 years, and I have been, in the dating scene. I have not met a guy yet who I would want to exchange my single life for a relationship with. Um, so I'm happy as me right now, right? I cannot say that I'm happy single because I don't want to be single. I
Okay.
desire to be in a relationship. However, my desire to be in a relationship does not trump my desire to be happy. And my happiness is not contingent upon this relationship. I'm happy. I'm going to come into the relationship happy. So if I come into the relationship happy, and the person with whom I'm in this relationship is the opposite of everything that I am, or most things that I believe myself to be, then they're going to detract from my happiness. And that's not anything that I'm willing to do. And I find this is true for most of my friends who are single. I would rather be single and happy than in a relationship where I am not valued, I am not respected, I am not sought after, I am not desired, because you get all of those things. Like, I have met men who just who have nothing to give me other than words, really. They don't have any substance. Like, I don't know where the men with substance are, but if there is a small pocket of them, and you have to kind of wade through the niggas who lack substance and then hope that you find somebody with substance. But until such a time, Sharad, I'm gonna be fucking single, because when I'm at home with me, I'm good. I don't need to be at home or in the company. I don't need to be poorly surrounded, is what I'm saying. So, um, yeah, that's just it. Like, I don't have the desire to be in a relationship just to say I got a man. That relationship has to bring something, has to add something to my life and theirs. And if it's not adding anything, and we taking sex out of the picture, shit, they got all
Right.
kind of toys. You know what I mean? Like, I can make a phone call right now and get some dick. That's not the goal here. For me, in a relationship, the goal is about connecting, and then hopefully building upon that connection. I have not met um anybody that I would be willing to do that with. And I have been dating for 6 years, and I have been disappointed every single time. And I think that the root of my disappointment is I'm meeting men who lack substance. And men who lack substance are also men who don't go to therapy, men who don't do self work, men who don't have a primary care doctor, men who don't read. Like, I went over a man's house, and he had one book, and it was the Bible. But, like, so that says to me a lot. Like, you don't even have a book in your house. Like, so how do you get your knowledge? How do you get your substance? And what are we going to talk about, other than how was your day? What you do today? How you feeling? Let's get past that and talk about other things. Like, he didn't have any conversation. Most of the time when we would be on the phone, it would be bullshit. Like, very superficial, very surface conversations. And that has been the issue with a lot of the men that I have attempted to date, or who have attempted to date me.
Okay.
So
Now,
what you think?
see, Now I can't tell a person why they are single, what their intentions are, but my only issue is with the actual post itself. It says men aren't
Mm-hmm.
men anymore. And what I believe is a lot of men are finding the worth in themselves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a woman that says, what happened to all the men that basically work themselves to death, die early, and leave all the money to the women? Well,
Mm-hmm.
men have said, you know what? I'm not going to work myself to death. You know, I require you to bring something to the table, which is the relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have the whole world, your burdens, my burdens, the children's burdens on my back. I want some help now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just look at the majority of the people. The majority of people have average income, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And all these people out here that's making money off the average earners living this high income life are telling the average income people, your man or your woman should be doing this. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
the average earning people start thinking, say, you know what? Fuck them. Let's just live together. And sometimes we have to take our expectations of people, and we got to
Mm-hmm.
compromise some things because I can't get everything, you can't get everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that a lot of women are choosing to be single, but I think a lot of it is based on their criteria, their requirements,
Mm-hmm.
because some of these things just not going to be met, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you might find the great guy, but he doesn't make great money, or you
Mm-hmm.
might get the great earner, and he's not a great guy. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to start probably picking character over currency.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm not saying pick this broke dude, you know, that you got to dust him off and make him a man again. And
Mm-hmm.
like you, he has to be well-rounded. You know, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you want a reader. That doesn't take much to read a book. You know, pick up some books.
Doesn't.
You know,
Right.
all the things you named, it doesn't take a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And but what I have seen and heard are men just pushing back against the narrative that we got to provide everything, the peaceful
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, the protection, the provision, the property, the paper, everything, while we get nothing in return but some badass kids and a whole list of demands. You know, and it's like, for me, I don't go out, I don't try to impress no woman, any woman. What you see is what you get. If you don't like
Mm-hmm.
it, just keep on passing me by. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of men have recognized, man, just be yourself. If you're not one of those flashy guys, don't try to get
Mm-hmm.
her by being
Don't.
flashy.
Yeah.
Be
Don't do
yourself.
that.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think you led me into a word last week, a couple weeks ago, provocateur.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the provocateurs are agents sent to divide the family dynamic, or break the family dynamic up. And they're doing a
I
great
agree.
job.
They are. They
So,
are. And Sharad, like when the men were out here taking care of everything, that was a different time period. You know, like
economically, it
we
was. It was a
we got
different
a
world.
whole different world dynamic
Yep.
now. And it just doesn't make good sense that if my husband is making $60,000 a year, that I don't contribute to the household financially. It don't, and we got kids. That's just the math ain't mathing.
60 grand back
For
in the
like,
day was a lot.
yeah, 60 grand back in the day was a lot. The cost of living back in the day was a little. So 60 grand in a four-person household, they was living all right.
Hmm.
But now you make 60 grand as the husband and the head of household. I'm a stay-at-home mom. We got two kids. So you divide 60 grand by 4 people. What is
15.
that?
15,000?
Fifteen
Yep.
thousand dollars or $15,000 a year, basically,
Hmm.
is really what he's bringing in. Because I got bills, I got my own personal bills, household bills, food, clothes, entertainment, if we can afford that. So it's not realistic for me in that situation to stay at home and and not contribute financially. So how about this? And when I say connect and build, that's exactly what I mean.
Hmm.
We meet. I understand that you make 60 G's a year. I might make 60 G's too. That gives us $120,000 a
120.
year between the two of us. But let's say that I have expensive taste though, and I want to travel and I want to look good, and I that's important to me, and I explain this to you as my husband. So together, and what's important to me is also important to him. Just like what's important to him is also important to me. And this is the purpose of building. So that I can have what I want and my husband can have what he wants in our relationship without us bumping heads. So that means that we have to come up with a plan so that we can both have the things that we want and
Yeah.
live in the ways that we think we should live together.
And that's
And
building
I
together.
feel like that's the whole point of a partnership. We come to the table with our idea of how we want to live together. And then we each attempt to come up with a plan to do this. And then we pick a plan and we work the shit out of the plan.
Right.
And maybe the plan is we're going to do this for 5 years so that you don't have to work anymore. Talking about me, because I don't want to do shit, Sherrod, for real. So So let's say that that's the plan, and we work, 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 and do what we got to do for 5 years, and we work this plan so that I can sit my ass at home. But this is an agreement that we've made. This is not anything I'm forcing on my husband, and it's not anything he's doing under duress. This is our agreement. That's what I mean. So in that case, now you're setting yourselves up because we're one unit. You're setting yourselves up for success. You have built upon this connection, upon this partnership that you've made. Now you can sit at home and do nothing because it we worked this 5 year plan. Now my husband has gone from making 60 G's. Now I have gone from making 60 G's to making, I don't know, 250 G's. But it's something that we have done together. If you desire that lifestyle, and you also desire that man, then I think it makes good sense to talk about how we can achieve these things that we both
Right.
desire
And
and make it work together.
our ultimate
It just
goal,
don't make no sense.
our ultimate goal in a relationship is to see each other grow. You feel
Yes.
let's retire each other. Let that be the
Yes.
plan. You
And
know,
Sherrod, I don't want my husband coming home every night tired, looking all, he
beat
can't do nothing
down,
but go to sleep
broken.
when he get home.
Yeah.
I don't want that for my husband, and I don't want that for our relationship. Because that means if he's always at work, because he making 60 G's, I'm not bringing in anything financially. That means he's working himself to fucking death. I can't look at my husband and watch him do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That's not any idea of partnership to me. You're turning a blind eye, I think, to situations. I can't watch my husband struggle, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, okay, babe. So I'm about to get out here in this workforce. Let's sit down and work it out. See how long I'm gonna have to do this, because I don't want to do shit.
And
Remember?
see, and that's why I looked at this post. Women are purposely staying single because men aren't men anymore. And I was like, nah, bro. What's happening is men want to live longer. I don't want to
Yeah.
work myself to death just to keep a lifestyle for somebody that's want to just chill. She looking good. I'm 70,
Mm-hmm.
she's 70, but she look 45. I look 95.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's like, no, I want to go to the gym too. I want a soft life too, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna jeopardize what we have. You know what I'm saying? It's like We need to work together to create a life that we can just enjoy our lives together. I don't want you
Yes.
to overwork yourself. You shouldn't want me to overwork myself. When a woman can sit back and watch a man work 90,000 hours a week and my man does it, she don't give a fuck about his ass.
No,
She's just
she
like,
don't.
he'll be dead soon.
Yeah, like you can't give a fuck. You can't
So,
give a fuck if you watching your husband
work
working
yourself to death.
himself to the bone. You
Hmm.
can't even, you're not even seeing him. You're not even paying attention.
So,
So yeah,
what's your verdict?
um, my verdict is times have changed, and if you want to live a certain lifestyle, then hopefully you've chosen a partner that's willing to work with you to do that. If not, you with the wrong person. Like
Indeed.
for real.
And my verdict, my verdict is times have changed. We have to meet this challenge because this is a whole new era that we're living in. And it's
Hmm.
going to take both of us working together so that we can achieve what we both want. So,
Absolutely. I
so I
agree.
guess it's 50-50 in a sense, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's both of us giving
But
100%.
yeah, it's 100 though.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
giving 100% toward the relationship. You giving 100% toward the relationship. Some days I might only be able to give 80 though. And that's when you pick up my 20 and vice versa. Some days you might only be able to give me 75. I got your 25, babe. I mean, that's I just feel like that's how it
It's called
works.
balance.
Yes, it's balance. And anything out of balance never works.
Right.
It's scientifically in fucking possible. If it's out of balance, it's not gonna work.
Right.
So yeah, that's my verdict.
That's our verdict.
Chime in, y'all. Y'all, if you all
Yeah,
have
give
a
us a
different
comment.
verdict, put it in the comments and let's talk about it.
Yes. Peace.
Peace.